Hello to everyone. Vladimir Bulgarian Cowboy speaking, and I'm kind of different from other guys because they only target for views and such things. I give attention to every single fighter. I love fighters. Fighting is my life, and today I'm gonna talk about the announced fight between Vicente Luque and Randy Brown. So yeah, these two lovely guys will square off against each other, and I've seen that the bout is scheduled. Looking back at Vicente Luque, well, the silent assassin, Muay Thai BJJ, Luta Livre, brown belt in BJJ, purple belt in Luta Livre, but a tough dude, super tough dude with a score of 17-7-1. The guy who really and honestly wants to progress, wants to fight, wants to brawl. You simply love looking this guy. Whenever I was watching his fight, it was an amazing fight. It was a fantastic fight. Every single fight I was looking him, he has never been boring. And that's the reason why I think this fighter is very, very good to promote events. And I don't understand why this guy hasn't got more attention. So I'm trying to correct this. Looking back at this, you know, he was finishing guys via Anaconda, Dars. He has good chokes. You know what he did to Alvaro Herrera, Haider Hassan. He even defeated Belal Muhammad and Hector Urbina. Lost to Leon Edwards, Steven Thompson via unanimous decision. And it talks a lot about him. Mikhail Gravesh decisioned him too, but he has never been finished in the UFC. So I don't get why people don't respect him. I mean, the guy was finishing someone. I mean, Chad Laprissette, Jolene Turner, he even finished Brian Barberena, man. Brian Barberena is a super tough to finish. All right, Derek Rance and other fighters. Maybe he hasn't met big names until now. Maybe he was undermined, and that's what I believe. The guy was undermined, Vicente Luque. He has good striking, really, really good striking. He's solid on the ground. He won on many occasions Fight of the Night, Performance of the Night awards, and 2 times Fight of the Night, 2 time Performance of the Night. And people should respect this guy a lot more. UFC, they kind of sideline him all the time. But Randy Brown, known as Rude Boy, he's probably the best Jamaican who has ever fought in this competition, of course, after Uriah Hall. But I even think he's better than Uriah. He has better performances with a score of 12-3. And looking back at him, he was the former Ring of Combat welterweight champion. When he entered the UFC, people were like kind of suspicious towards him because he kind of had poor submission defense and so on, and he was only striking. But after he defeated Eric Montagna via guillotine choke, maybe axes have turned and so on. Brian Camozzi was also stopped. He decision Mickey Hall. But you know what happened when was the greatest moment of his career? When he fought Brian Barberena, he bet the odds. According to odds makers, everybody believed he was going to lose fight. But Randy Brown stopped him in the third round via brutal TKO. Warley Alves, it was a triangle choke win, and November 16th, 2019, Performance of the Night award. It was his last fight, but he improved his submission game. So looking back at this, these are two, well, I can really say evenly matched fighters. Randy Brown is taller, he has reach advantage. He's probably better in the stand-up, while Vicente Luque is a tough dude on the ground. We can expect an all-around war, and that's something what I strive for. An all-around war, a superb war, a strong fight. That's what I want. Randy Brown and Vicente Luque, they will fight. They will not back down. Nobody has ever backed down from these guys. They were always ready to brawl. They were always ready to fight until the last dying breath. And the promotion should give more attention to them, Randy Brown, I mean, after he defeated Brian Barberena, when he squared off against him, I was like, oh no, this guy has no chances to defeat Brian Barberena and so on. But I made a mistake. The underside, Vicente Luque is also underrated. So the clash of two underrated fighters, it always brings a superb war, a superb performance, and maybe a performance of the night. I believe it's going to happen here. If you ask me who's my favorite, well, it's hard to predict because, if the fight remains standing, maybe slight advantage to Randy Brown, on the ground advantage to Vicente Luque, and we're going to see what's going to happen in this lovely bout.